This is Amiya Cunningham. She was with friends on April 26 before she was run over and killed just before midnight. Forest Park police are investigating her death, but no arrests have been made.
Amaya has always been a beautiful soul full of love, laughter, friendship, a passion for animals. Maya's death will not be in vain. Our family will see to it that Maya gets the justice that she deserves.
Maya didn't mean no harm to nobody.
We gonna live for Maya.
This is the story of Amiya Cunningham, who died while she was twerking on a busy Atlanta road, killed by jealousy, betrayed by the same people who smiled in her face. She was laughing, dancing, and full of life. At 11:43 p.m., Amiya sent a text that felt like a final warning. "I should have rode with you. The vibes are off." At 11:44, she was dancing. At 11:45, she was dying. The car that killed her, it was driven by someone she trusted. Someone she had called a friend. If you've ever felt uncomfortable around people you're supposed to trust, if you've ever ignored that gut feeling telling you to leave, this story will haunt you, because Amiya Cunningham felt it too. She just didn't listen fast enough, and moments later, that instinct came true. Under the glow of streetlights, Amiya's body was struck by an SUV. The tragedy was caught on camera, the internet exploded, people gave their different opinions, and police at first brushed it off as an accident. But nothing about Amiya's last night makes sense, except one thing. She felt danger closing in. She had that gut feeling, but she didn't do anything about it. This wasn't road rage. This wasn't an accident. This was execution by a friend. In the course of this video, I will show you the footage that proves how they set her up, so make sure to watch to the end. Because the warning signs I'm about to reveal might be happening in your friend group right now. And the people who ignore these signs, well, they're the ones who end up like Amiya. And what happened next, after her friends ran her over, is what no one could have predicted.
She was killed by a woman who was in the group that she was with that night. Tonight we can confirm that woman is arrested in connection to her death.
Welcome to Mind Twist True Crime Stories. Kindly support us by subscribing to this channel and turn on the notification bell icon.
So Maya caught herself having a night out with some girls she thought were her friends, okay? Two cousins.
Amiya Cunningham was 25, from Atlanta, Georgia. The oldest of 7, a daughter, a sister, a friend who carried the kind of warmth people never forgot. She was the life of the party. She loved animals, dreamed of starting beauty school, and had her whole future laid out. Her family described her as a beautiful soul full of love, laughter, and fierce loyalty. April 26, 2025. For 25-year-old Amiya Cunningham, this was supposed to be the best night of the year, her little sister's prom, her aunt's birthday. And Amiya had just enrolled in beauty school, a fresh start she'd been dreaming about. 3 reasons to celebrate. 3 reasons to let her guard down. She had no idea she was walking into her own funeral. The plan was simple. Pre-game at someone's house, then hit King of Diamonds nightclub in Atlanta. When Amiya walked into that pre-game, witnesses say the energy felt normal. Good, even. She was dancing as usual. She was the life of the party at that pre-game. Everyone was laughing, passing bottles around, music playing. But normal can flip to deadly in seconds when you're surrounded by the wrong people. Let me introduce you to the people who would decide Amiya's fate that night. Because Amiya actually pulled up to the pre-game with these ladies she considered friends until they are not. Alexandria Larkin, 25 years old. The driver, the one with blood on her hands. Here is what you need to know about her.
May 21st, 1996, Alexandra Watkins was born. And 29 years later, specifically on April 26, 2025, she will be known to the world as Alex. This Alex, the woman who ran her friend over with the car in Atlanta, Georgia. 25-year-old Amaya Cunningham. Now let's get to know Alex. Alexandra Watkins graduated from Douglas County High School back in 2014 as an honor student. And shortly after that, specifically in 2017, she became God's gift to earth, a mother. Now, we all know all relationships don't work out, but don't get it twisted. As a single mother, Alex is a go-getter. This did not stop her from being successful and doing what she had to do. She eventually got her license to become a patriotic phlebotomist, in which she mostly works around children drawing blood. Now, that's very important to know, because we need to know what kind of trusted people are around our children. Now, friends and family would describe Alex as a very giving person. She'll give the shirt off her back to you. She'll surprise you with gifts just because. That's her love language, giving gifts, and she'll never ask for anything in return. And on April 29th, 2023, the universe said, hey, let's give you your gift, your knight in shining armor, Ladarian Larkins, in which he manned up and took and Alex and her daughter and said, hey, I got y'all, no matter what, through thick and thin, through highs and lows, till death do us part. Now, Alex has always been a big believer, constantly talking about God. God goes, growing and glowing. Prayers go up, blessings come down. God can do a lot before January 1st, 2023. Lord, I thank you in advance for all the blessings, big and small. But behind the surface of all the God talk lies another side of Alex. I know what it is about you now. I know our inward stay. You're toxic. This is what she posts on her page of who she is. Now, a lot of her friends will say in the beginning, she'll give you a lot of gifts to build trust with you. But then later on, they'll notice a lot of evil freaking actions are going behind the scenes and they wouldn't even recognize her. Even pertaining to her marriage, on the outside, there was relationship goals. Everything looked perfect. But behind the scenes, they're in marriage counseling because Alex is never satisfied and couldn't keep her legs closed. Infidelity grew not only with other men, but other women. She received everything she wanted and had the perfect situation, but still it wasn't good enough. But yet Ladarian said, you know what? I'm going to fight for you. I'm going to give you another chance. Just don't put me in a bad position again.
And there is Deja, Amiya's neighbor since middle school. 12 years of friendship about to become 12 years of lies. Then there is Mickey, the third woman, the silent accomplice. It is said that she is cousins with Mickey. And there is T, the host, the male friend who would beg Amiya to ride with him instead. He's the only one who tried to save her. T invited only Amiya for the party, but you how girls do, she decided to pull up with her other friends. So, 4 women, 1 man, 3 cars. By the end of the night, only 4 of them would be alive. The 5th would be lying in the street, abandoned by the people she trusted most. Here's where everything started to go wrong. Alexandria suddenly wanted to leave. Right now. No waiting. They'd planned to head to the club after the pregame. The relaxed atmosphere shifted. Tension crept in. What caused it? Witnesses describe a tiff between Alexandria and Amiya. Nothing major. Maybe they got jealous because Amiya was getting all the attention as she kept twerking and vibing. Just enough to change the mood. Just enough to plant the seed of what came next. Because sometimes murder starts with something as small as hurt feelings.
Amaya was drinking, having fun in the living room, twerking with his homeboy, which is on video. I could see that as well. Maya was the life of this party. Okay, she really was. So he says that about 30 minutes into this night, the girls that she brought were kind of seeming agitated, and not agitated in like a, you know, like what the fuck, like agitated, we're ready to go. We want to go to the club. And you know, in Atlanta, the clubs are later.
The group dynamic changed in that moment. You could feel it. Alexandria wasn't just ready to leave anymore. She was ready for payback. When it was time to go, they split into 3 cars. T and another male friend took the red truck. Alexandria drove alone in the black SUV. Amiya had to choose, ride with T, who genuinely cared about her safety, or climb into the silver car with Deja and Mickey. At least Deja was her childhood friend. She can trust her. But she chose wrong. That decision killed her. Think about that moment. T probably asked her to come with him. She probably laughed it off. I'll be fine with the girls. Famous last words. Because Deja and Mickey weren't her friends anymore. They were Alexandria's accomplices, and Amiya was about to become their victim. Here's what I need you to understand. Amiya had every opportunity to leave with someone she trusted. She chose to stay with people who were already planning her destruction. How many times have you ignored that small voice inside your head, the one telling you something isn't right? Do you think Amiya's intuition could have saved her if she had listened sooner? Tell me in the comments, have you ever stayed in a situation because you didn't want to hurt someone's feelings, even when every instinct told you to run? Drop your answer below. I want to know how many of you would have made Amiya's fatal choice.
It was him in the red truck with his other friend. It was this black Jeep with the girl who now we know her name is Alex. She's in this Jeep by herself. And then we have this silver car, which has Maya, the girl in the black, and the girl in the white in it. Okay, so from there, they all leave together. They're all on the interstate. Maya texts him, "We're right behind you." Maya's also asking him, I'll insert the text messages. She's also asking him, "Hey, what are they going to have to pay to get in? How much money are they going to have to spend?" And he's letting them know, "Hey, all the girls got to pay 20, but I got you and I got one of your friends." Okay, cool. At some point while they're driving there, Maya texts him and says, "I should have rode with you." Okay, so he tells me that while they're in the front driving, because he's the first car, the red, the black, then the silver, he misses the exit, but the black car remembers the exit, takes the exit, and the silver follows behind. So they had all gotten off on the right exit. He says they realize they missed the exit. He starts to turn around, him and his friend, okay? This is his version of events, okay? This is all that he knows.
3 cars pulled away from the pregame. T and his friend in the red truck leading the way. Alexandria alone in her black SUV. Amiya trapped in the silver car with Deja and Mickey. They were headed to King of Diamonds nightclub. Instead, they were driving toward a murder scene. Somewhere on that highway, T missed his exit. His truck disappeared into Atlanta traffic. Now there were only 2 cars left, Alexandria's SUV and Amiya's silver car. Predator and prey, traveling in formation. That's when Amiya sent the text that would haunt everyone who read it. 11 p.m. to T. "The vibes are off. I should have rode with you." Your body knows before your brain does. Something in that car was wrong. Amiya felt it. Maybe it was how Deja and Mickey were looking at her. Maybe it was the silence where laughter used to be. Maybe it was the realization that she was completely outnumbered. Her nervous system was screaming, "Danger." She texted her fear instead of acting on it. How many times have you done that, felt the threat, but stayed anyway? Texted someone else about your discomfort instead of removing yourself from harm? Amiya's last mistake was thinking someone else could save her. The only person who could have saved Amiya was Amiya. While Amiya was texting her terror to someone miles away, the 2 cars reached Forest Parkway and Frontage Road. A traffic light, red light. Both cars stopped. Alexandria, in the black SUV. Deja driving the silver car with Amiya and Mickey. This is where the plan kicked into motion. Surveillance cameras captured what happened next, but they couldn't capture the conversation inside that silver car. What did Deja say to Amiya? What did Mickey whisper? How did they convince her to get out and dance? Because that's exactly what Amiya did. She opened the door, stepped into the street, started moving to music only she could hear. Right in front of Alexandria's SUV. Here's what I think happened in those final seconds. Amiya was dancing, lost in the moment. Maybe she wanted to get the positive vibes on. She looked up and saw Alexandria behind the wheel. She saw the expression on Alexandria's face. She realized this wasn't fun anymore. She realized she'd been set up. She realized her friends had delivered her to her killer. But it was already too late. The engine revved. The car lurched forward. Metal met flesh, and Amaya's body hit the ground. Amiya disappears under the vehicle, dragged, crushed, broken. The car doesn't stop, it keeps going with Amiya underneath. 30 feet, 40 feet, until her body finally rolls free. Alexandria doesn't brake, doesn't turn around, she drives away, leaves Amiya dying in the intersection, leaves her friends to deal with the mess. That's not panic, that's not shock, that's calculation.
You see her, so say this is the car sitting at the red light. This is the full car, okay? Say this is Maya. Maya then got out the car, then walked to the front. Maya's twerking. They run her over, keep her under the car and keep going. There's a car behind them that turns with them. You see Maya's body like this. They keep going. There's a second car that goes and they stopped. Maya died last night.
T arrives minutes later. He sees the crowd, the flashing lights. He starts recording, thinking it's just an accident. Walking closer, his phone still rolling. That's when he recognizes the body, his friend. The woman who texted him her fear. The woman he could have saved if he just insisted she ride with him. The guilt will eat him alive.
So he ends up getting back on the interstate, getting off at the right exit. He says that when he got to the end of that exit, they see like, oh shit, somebody's in the middle of the ground. Like, he's like, I don't know what happened. I'm thinking somebody hit somebody. He said, but then I see the silver car and I'm like, damn, hold on. Did one of these bitches like hit somebody? Like, he said he didn't he didn't know. He said he got out the car recording immediately. He didn't know what was going on. He just thought, he did not think it was Maya. He started walking up and literally he saw it was Maya and he started breaking down, crying hysterically. He's just distraught at this point, So he tells me that at this point, the police arrive. They revive Maya 4 times. They get her back up. She get her back up again, And so after the 4th time, they pronounced her deceased.
First responders work frantically. They revive Amiya 4 times. 4 times she comes back. 4 times she slips away again. Paramedics rushed her to Grady Memorial Hospital, but then the fight ended. Amiya Cunningham is pronounced dead, but her killer isn't done covering her tracks. 2 hours pass. 2 hours. Alexandria returns to the scene, this time with her husband, playing the concerned citizen. Officer, what happened here? Such a tragedy. Hope they catch whoever did this. The audacity is breathtaking. The police then found out that Alexandria had license and car registration issues, and her car was impounded, but she was not arrested. We are talking about the same car she used to run Amaya over. I need you to answer honestly in the comments. Do you think Alexandria planned this moment, or did she see an opportunity and take it? Do you think she probably didn't know someone was right in front of her car? Drop your theory below. Premeditated murder or crime of passion? And explain why you think you're right. I can only imagine what Alexandria was thinking. What kind of mental breakdown did she have? To have stepped on the pedal while there was a human being right in front of her. Was it anger, or was she possessed by something? And she did something that made people question if it was a mistake or a deliberate act. When was the last time you ignored your gut feeling to keep the peace? Tell me about a time your instinct saved you, or a time you wish you'd listened. I'll be reading every response. Forest Park police arrive at 11:47 p.m., 3 minutes after Amiya died. They find her body in the intersection. They find Deja and Mickey standing nearby, 2 witnesses to a hit and run, except they weren't witnesses. They were accomplices. The officers asked the obvious questions. Do you know this woman? Did you see what happened? Do you know who was driving? Deja looks them straight in the eye. No, we don't know her. She was just some random person dancing in the street. We have no idea who hit her. 12 years of friendship, 12 years of sleepovers and secrets, 12 years of calling each other sisters. And Deja pretended Amiya was a stranger. Mickey nodded along with every lie. They threw their dead friend away like garbage. Here's what really happened in those crucial minutes. Alexandria sped away after killing Amiya. Deja and Mickey stayed behind. They had their story ready. Random pedestrian, unknown driver, complete accident. They watched paramedics try to save Amiya's life. They watched her die, and they said nothing. Think about the level of planning this required. They had to coordinate their lies. They had to maintain their story under pressure. They had to watch Amiya's family grieve. They had to attend her funeral. They had to look her mother in the eye, all while knowing exactly who killed her daughter. That's not friendship. That's conspiracy. How do you do that? How do you watch someone you claim to love get murdered and then protect their killer? Money? Blackmail? Fear? Or maybe they just hated her that much.
Which made him start to realize, I didn't hear none of them girls mention that girl in the black truck with her pink outfit on. So his mind is running. I got a message from one of the girls. Her name is Deja. I got a message from her sister, okay? Deja's sister came at me sideways, and you know me. You meet me with fire, I'm coming with fire. So she's like, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. My sister stayed, da-da-da-da. That's why people, da-da-da-da, okay? So for me, I was like, you know what? I understand what you're saying because I know how the internet is. I do. But let me ask you this, right? Your sister, who you said was her lifelong friend, okay? They were childhood friends, okay? I said, why did she make her page private like the other 2 girls? Why did she make her page private like the other two girls? What conversation was had where everybody agreed? To be honest, I could clear it up and say that your sister was there, but question, because now I've talked to T, and T's telling me that when the police were there, nobody had mentioned this girl with the black truck and the pink outfit on. Everybody was just acting distraught, okay? So I said, if this is your sister, if Deja is your sister, and this is her childhood friend, why did Deja private her page like the rest of the girls, including the one who's guilty of running her over as of right now? Prove it. Listen, innocent till proven guilty, but we've seen the video, okay? But why did she make her page private? During the time before T pulled up in that red truck, and that truck actually, the Jeep had ran her over and those girls followed right behind, was there a point that y'all got out the car together and talked about anything? Or she said she was gonna leave? Why and when did you guys all decide, let's make our pages private? And then why, when the police showed up, did nobody say, from what I was told, hey, there was another girl here. She drives a black Jeep. She went that way and she has on pink. But this is your childhood friend. I told Deja's sister, I said, you're blaming me saying she's getting bullied on the internet. But if this is your sister's childhood friend, why did she make her page private? First of all. Second of all, why am I being told that when the police were questioning her, no one brought up this black Jeep and this girl in this pink outfit? I said, at the end of the day, if your sister wants to clear her name, tell her to unlock her page and come to the forefront and say what the fuck happened to her friend. I said, other than that, I'm not clearing up shit. I said, because right now it doesn't look right. Everybody's guilty by association. Because if you didn't tell the police directly, hey, there was another girl here in front of us, another car in front of us who ran her over and kept going, you're just as guilty as the person who did it. That's what I told her sister. So as I'm telling the aunt what Tommy told me, she's like, oh, so the police don't know that there was another black car there or another black truck there and this girl that wears pink or had on pink. So what that showed me is that not even Maya's family knew at this point about this black Jeep and this girl in the pink. So what does that tell me? That tells me that Deja, right? Deja, the friend who was there, this is your childhood friend, and you haven't reached out to her family to even let them know, hey, yeah, there was another car there that actually hit her and fled the scene, right? So this puts me back to Deja, or Deja's sister. And I say, well, you know, it's really funny how you're coming and yelling at me because your sister is getting bullied and attacked online, whatever. But as I've talked to her best guy friend T, as I've talked to her aunt, and from the reactions I got from the aunt, her family didn't even know that there was a whole nother car in front of y'all's that ran her over. So how can you say that this is your childhood friend and that you would never do anything wrong to her and that I'm just so wrong for reporting on this because I'm not right, but yet you have not yet talked to your childhood friend's mom or family to let them know. They did not know about this black Jeep. They did not know about this girl in pink until they got on the phone with me to tell them what I found out.
The deeper you dig, the worse it gets. Deja wasn't just Amiya's childhood friend. She was connected to Alexandria, family connections, mutual friends, a network of relationships that explains everything. This wasn't random violence, this was coordinated elimination. Here's what I think happened. Alexandria wanted Amiya gone, but she needed help positioning her. She needed someone Amiya trusted, someone who could get her out of that car, someone who could convince her to dance. Deja was perfect for the job. Mickey was insurance. 2 against 1, no escape. And it almost worked. Forest Park police bought the story completely. No evidence of foul play. No negligence by the driver. Case closed. They even posted a statement on Facebook, then quietly deleted it when people started asking questions. The cover-up reached all the way to the badge. Amiya was going to become just another unsolved hit and run. Another dead black woman whose life didn't matter enough for justice. You've seen the depths of betrayal people are capable of. But I'm honestly curious. If you've made it this far and still haven't subscribed, what is your reason? Go ahead and tell me in the comments. What justification do you have for not wanting to be a part of a community that will help you recognize danger signs and gut feelings like this? I'm listening.
Recently, I just reported a story about a young lady named Maya in Atlanta, Georgia.
TikTok after TikTok.
You ran that girl over. You're going to jail for life.
People are posting trying to make sense of what happened to Amiya Cunningham. The
25-year-old killed after getting hit by a car at 11:44 at night on April 26th.
Say, this is Maya. Maya done got out the car, then walked to the front. Maya's twerking. They run her over.
Friends who were with her that night say the group she was with pre-gamed at someone's house before they decided to go out. An issue between her and another girl happened before they all left in 3 separate cars.
During this ride, Maya even texts her friend T. The vibe was off and that she should have rolled with him. So her intuition was already telling her something wasn't right.
That car with her friend missed the exit, leaving Amaya in a car with 2 other girls and the girl she had an issue with in the black car ahead of them.
Maya caught herself having a night out with some girls she thought were her friends.
This is the intersection where both of the cars ended up here at Forest Parkway and Frontage Road. Amaya got out of the car and started dancing in front of that car. This was all caught on camera here on the GDOT cameras.
There's a car behind them that turns with them. You see Maya's body like this. They keep going. There's a second car that goes and they stopped. Maya died last night.
Now, Forest Park Police did put out a statement right after this happened about what happened that night. I'm told that it was taken down out of respect for the family, but the investigation into what happened that night is still ongoing. Now, we will continue to check in to see if any arrests are being made in this case.
April 27th, 2025. Less than 24 hours after Amiya died, the G.T surveillance footage starts circulating online. Raw, unfiltered, undeniable. You can see everything. Amiya dancing, Alexandria accelerating, the impact, the internet exploded. This wasn't some grainy security camera. This was high-definition evidence of murder. Every frame told the story the police refused to hear. Every second proved Alexandria was lying. And suddenly, everyone could see the truth. While Alexandria was playing victim, Amiya's family was preparing for war. Her aunt, Chandra Walker, became the voice of justice. She organized, she mobilized, she refused to let her niece become another statistic. May 7th, Cliftondale Park in South Fulton. Dozens gathered for Amiya's vigil. Everyone dressed in green, her favorite color. Balloons released into the sky. But this wasn't just grief, this was rage. Chandra stood before that crowd and made a promise. Amiya's death will not be in vain. Our family will see to it that she gets the justice she deserves. Those weren't just words. That was a declaration of war against everyone who tried to cover this up. The family, the friends, the police, all of them. While the family grieved, the internet investigated. Popular social media influencer Golden Doll picked up the story. Millions of views, hundreds of thousands of shares. Justice for Amiya started trending. The video went viral faster than the police could control the narrative. Comments flooded in from across the country. I hope they rot in hell. This was murder, not an accident. Arrest everyone involved. The people had spoken, and they demanded blood.
Okay, so she did leave the scene of the accident and then apparently came back 2 hours later with her husband, and the police impounded her car, okay? This has been told from me from a family member on the dad's side, okay? First thing. Second thing, update, is that the 2 girls who were in the silver car, they lied to the police and pretty much told the police like as if Maya was a regular pedestrian and they don't know what happened to her. They don't know who hit her. And that was my whole point, okay? The girl Deja, her sister has messaged me. She's had friends messaging me saying, I don't know what I'm talking about, all this stuff. Oh, that's her friend, da-da-da. That's not your friend, okay? Because if that was your friend, when the police got there, you would have said, yes, officer, there was another car here, a black Jeep, a girl that we had just got done drinking with, ran her over. I don't want to hear shit about nobody saying, oh, maybe she didn't see her, da-da-da. Listen, even if I give her the benefit of the doubt, and that's a little bit of the benefit of the doubt, you mean to tell me that this girl ran her over with her truck and didn't immediately stop? So you didn't just hit her, then just stop. You kept going. Did we see the same video? If I was in my car, okay, let me just make an example. If I was in my car driving and I hit anything, okay, I don't care if I hit a damn dog, a raccoon, nothing. I'm stopping and getting out and looking and seeing what I did. I'm not gonna keep going. In that video, she clearly hit that girl and kept going with her body under the car. Then for you to flee the scene, because that's what you did. You fled the scene for 2 hours, then came back with your husband, is what I'm being told. Right? I don't know if she went back to the scene, they called the police at the scene, and they apparently, towed her car away. But what I'm being told is that you left the scene of the accident, and what I'm being told is that her childhood friend, you didn't tell the police the truth. You didn't tell the police the truth. You didn't tell him, you didn't tell anybody. Oh yeah, there was a car in front of us. We all just left from this house having a pregame. The girl who was in the car in front of us, she kept going, hit Maya. Maya was under her car and kept going until Maya rolled from up under her. Why didn't you stop? That's my biggest question to the girl Alex who was driving. Why didn't you stop?
Here's what the police didn't understand about the digital age. You can't delete the truth. You can't spin away video evidence. You can't silence millions of angry voices. The cover-up was crumbling in real time. Every day brought new evidence from the online community. People found connections between Alexandria and the accomplices. They tracked down witnesses. They analyzed the footage frame by frame. They did the job Forest Park police refused to do. The police tried to hold their ground. No evidence of foul play. Case closed. But their Facebook statement got ratioed into oblivion. Death threats poured in. Protesters showed up at the station. The pressure became unbearable. Something had to give. May 17th, 2025. 3 weeks after they declared the case closed, 3 weeks of public fury, 3 weeks of family pressure. Forest Park police made an arrest. Alexandria Larkin, 25 years old, taken into custody. Charged with first-degree vehicular homicide, leaving the scene of an accident. The charges that should have been filed on April 26th. Justice finally had a face. It took a viral video to get justice for Amiya. The system would have let her killer walk free. Clayton County Court. Her first hearing. Alexandria's lawyers begged for bond. She's a mother. She has a child to care for. The judge wasn't buying it. Bond denied. Alexandria Larkin would sit in jail until trial, where murderers belong.
And just shortly after that, April 26, 2025, tragic struck, in which Alex took the life of Amiya Cunningham and left the scene for 2 hours to go get who? Her husband, Ladarian Larkins, who said, you know what? I'm going to stick by you through thick and thin, through highs and lows, till death do us part. Now, after Alexandra returned back to the scene with her husband, for some strange reason, the police concluded that there was no malice and that it was an accident. He knows exactly who Alex is. But as a husband, he saved the day. I don't know what kind of poom she got, but ain't no damn way you dragging me down on some bullshit. That wasn't no accident. Now, some people say birds of a feather flock together. Y'all remember the lady back in Cabo, Shaquilla Robinson, who got jumped by her friends in Cabo, Mexico? Well, I got news for you. These ladies are all Alex's friends. They all hung out together. The same people. Now, the initial report was she was unalive due to drinking poison. But later, the examinators concluded that no, it was by an attack. Viral videos went around of her being jumped by her friends, and the examinators concluded the time of her unaliving was 15 minutes away from having injuries. So they lied. Doesn't that sound kind of familiar? The initial report being something of an accident, but then when the video surfaced, it showed something completely different. Yeah, I was kind of thinking the same thing. Now, fortunately for the family, thanks to you guys on social media blowing their story up, the news finally picked up Amiya Cunningham's story. Now there's even more pressure on the police to do their damn job to bring justice for Miss Amiya Cunningham.
Here's what makes Alexandria's actions even more disgusting. April 26th wasn't just the night she killed Amiya. It was her 2-year wedding anniversary. Her second wedding anniversary. Instead of celebrating with her husband, she chose to go hunting. Instead of being home with her child, spending time with her husband on their anniversary, she chose violence. Instead of acting like a wife and mother, she chose to become a killer. What kind of leash has she got on this guy to hold him down? He even followed her to the crime scene. Think about the priorities here. Your wedding anniversary should be sacred. Your child should come first. But Alexandria valued her hatred more than her family. She valued revenge more than her freedom. She threw away everything 5 seconds of violence, and she dragged her husband into the cover-up. 2 hours later, there he was, helping her lie to the police. But here's what should make you furious. Deja and Mickey are still walking around free. No charges, no arrests. They helped plan a murder and walked away clean. They lied to police during a homicide investigation. They watched their friend die and said nothing. They attended her funeral knowing they helped kill her, and the system has done nothing. How is that justice? How do you charge the driver but not the people who positioned the victim? How do you prosecute the trigger but not the people who loaded the gun? Deja and Mickey are just as guilty as Alexandria. Maybe more guilty. Because they betrayed someone who trusted them completely. This case represents something bigger than one murder. It's about toxic female friendships that turn deadly. It's about jealousy that festers until it explodes. It's about people who smile in your face while planning your destruction. It's about the friends who are actually your biggest enemies. Look around your friend group right now. Who's always competing with you? Who gets angry when good things happen to you? Who makes subtle comments designed to hurt? Who would you trust with your life? Because Amiya trusted the wrong people, and it killed her.
Good morning. What is your name?
Alexandria Larkin.
Ms. Larkin. One second. All right, Ms. Larkin, you are charged with homicide by vehicle. I am unfortunately unable to issue a bond for you this morning. I am going to appoint an attorney to represent you. Give me 1 second. Let me fill this form. I am going to appoint an attorney to represent you this morning. Your next court date is 6/16/2025, and you have a bond hearing date of 6/20/2025. Do you have any questions for me?
Ma'am.
All right, you take care.
The legal battle isn't over. Alexandria's trial is still coming. The family is still fighting for complete justice. They want charges against Deja and Mickey. They want the full truth about the conspiracy. They want accountability for everyone involved. Amiya deserves nothing less. Alexandria is behind bars, but Deja and Mickey are still walking free. Do you think Deja and Mickey deserve the same charges as Alexandria, or are they just guilty of being cowards? Drop your verdict below. Accomplices or just witnesses? And tell me what punishment fits their crime.
This is what I be saying about you can't trust nobody. Because you just don't know who's out to get you. For her to run her over, she knew that she was in front of this car. She knew that she was twerking. So she did this intentionally. This is why you cannot trust people. She also sent a text to one of her other friends saying that the vibe was off. So she knew in her gut that something wasn't right. Situations like this can be avoided if you just leave. I understand that she wanted to have fun and stuff with her friends, and she didn't expect that she was going to be hit by a car. But this is why you have to be cautious who you befriend. You have to be cautious because you just never know who's out to get you. I don't trust nobody. Okay? Because you just never know. It's always the people that you think is close to you is the main ones that's out to get you. That woman needs to be under the jail because she knew exactly what she was doing. She knew what she was doing. She wanted to hit her. It seemed to me that it was secret animosity. Some people can't take your personality. Some people can't take your energy. Some people can't take your aura. Some people outshine other people. And miserable people don't like that. Justice has been served because she's about to spend the rest of her life in prison. Prayers go out to Maya family. Pray that they can get through this tough time. It is so sad that they lost their loved one behind this.
These friend groups are getting so weird nowadays. It needs to be studied. When you realize the people closest to you be the ones that hurt you, it make you want to fall back. The fact that these people are out walking around free, I don't like it. Like the fact that she had just texted her friend and said, I should have went with you. Let me know that once she got there, her energy was off. Her spirit was off. She knew for a fact she was in the wrong place. I have learned to follow my first mind. I have learned to follow my heart. I have learned if my mind say go, get from round, whatever, I don't even question it no more. Like, follow your first mind, follow your discernment. People be jealous, envious, and haters.
Amiya Cunningham died because she ignored every alarm bell her body was screaming. She felt the danger. She texted her fear. But she stayed anyway. She trusted people who had already decided she needed to disappear. She chose politeness over protection. She chose loyalty over life. And it killed her. Your gut feelings aren't suggestions, they're survival mechanisms. When someone's energy shifts toward you, pay attention. When the vibes feel off, leave. When your instincts scream danger, listen, because the people who dismiss those feelings end up like Amiya. This story is similar to the story of Shanquella Robinson, who died by the hands of her friends while on vacation in Mexico. As you are watching this story, think about your friend group. Who gets jealous when you succeed? Who makes comments designed to tear you down? Who would smile while watching you fail? Who have you been making excuses for? Those people aren't your friends. They might be your future killers. Cut them off before they cut you down. Some of you are thinking, this could never happen to me. That's exactly what Amiya thought. That's exactly what every victim thinks right before they become a victim. Most people will watch this entire video and change absolutely nothing. They'll keep toxic friends around. They'll keep ignoring red flags. They'll keep trusting people who don't deserve it. They'll keep choosing comfort over safety. Don't be most people. If you're smart enough to learn from Amiya's death, hit that subscribe button right now. Because this channel is going to keep teaching you how to spot the predators in your life before they strike. But if you think you already know everything, if you think your friends are different, if you think this couldn't happen to you, then don't subscribe. Go to the comments and tell me why you're so confident. Tell me why you're different from Amiya. Tell me why your friend group is safe. The choice is yours. Protection or pride. Choose wisely. We extend our prayers to the family of Amiya Cunningham. We do hope you get the justice that you deserve. Thank you for watching to the end, and I will see you on our next episode of Mind Twist True Crime Story. Stay safe out there.